So this is going to be a very quick overview, but since somebody asked, I figure I would go over it because I never actually have. But for my tones, I have things kind of weird. I bought Ableton as 32-bit a long time ago and just haven't upgraded it, so I use JBridge. And I have Amplitude 4 is what I use. But as far as tones, pretty much what I do is I use this exact same rig, and then when I'm jamming out and stuff like this, I just use a pitch shifter, and then when I record, I obviously will down tune my guitars or up tune or what have you. But each of them has the diode overdrive in front, because I found that it makes the least amount of noise, and I am using a Squier Affinity Telecaster with the stock single coil pickup, so it creates a lot of noise. So I have that ahead, and I just kind of dial it based on the tuning, because when you shift it down, it brings in more noise. But I have that done ahead of time. I keep everything in here at 12 o'clock usually, just this first channel here, and then I'll dial in presence and everything ahead of time. And then again, I use the dual rectifier. I'll usually come through the cab while everything is still at 12 o'clock, and I use these two microphones specifically. Couldn't tell you which ones they are offhand, but they have the least amount of high EQ, so less hiss and everything, a bit more boom to it, a lot more midsection. So these are the ones that I use, and again, I kind of, while everything's at 12 o'clock, I'll do like palm mutes and open and blend the two microphones together and just kind of bring them down to, where they're not peaking or anything like that. And then once I have the overdrive and microphone set, I come in here and I'll dial in my tone on this channel. For post, I don't really have anything. I will occasionally, when I'm recording, I will turn on this tube compressor and this graphic EQ, which is basically just shaving off everything below 110 hertz, which for drop A sharp is the last note. And then just a slight roll off, just so that way it doesn't get really muddy and the bass frequencies or kick or anything like that. And then the compressor, I have, open notes are clean, but like for the palm mutes, I'll clamp ever so slightly down, just so that way it's not punching out or anything like that in the mix. And that's really it. Like, this is my tone, and then I have things mapped in Ableton to come through here, and each song will change based on the shift or the pitch. So I've got one for standard tuning, drop C sharp, B, A, blah, 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 all the way down to like F sharp. And then I have octavers for like Korn and some of my own stuff and some clean tones in here as well. So there's plenty of things you can do with Ableton and Amplitude if you program things correctly. Like, each of these little hashes are program changes, so that way I don't have to use a pedal or anything ahead. Everything is just done automatically, and then once I have the tone set, like, this is the tone that I use, and that's that. I don't have to worry about anything else. But like I said, just a kind of quick overview of the tone that I use, so hopefully that made sense. I do have Ableton's tuner for when I'm too lazy to grab my clip tuner. And then I'll also put an EQ at the end for when I'm dialing tones. If I have something super muddy or like too much high, too much mid, I'll come in here, turn this on, put the Q very pinpointed, as you can see, and then I'll just come in, sweep the EQ, look for annoying frequencies, and then I will come into Amplitude and take it out in the EQ accordingly. That's really it though. So again, hope it made sense. Hope somebody got something out of this.